Hey guys, it's Chad again. Just wanted to go ahead and give you a follow-up update on yesterday's video. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a better detailed version of my underside and what I got going on. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alrighty. So, like I told you guys, you can use the drive shaft out of a Dodge Durango. Mine's out of a 97 to 99. V8 5.2 with the 4x4, of course. And I don't know if the later years will fit or if the V6 version will fit, but as you all can see, it bolts right in, right up to the transfer case like it should. And then if you guys notice, it does have the slip yoke in it, and there's plenty of room for it to collapse on there, and it fits in perfectly because it shares the same 1310 style universal joints. And then let's see here. Let's see. Hopefully you guys can see that up there. Up there you see my TerraFlex four-wheel drive system. That guy is pretty much a straight bolt-in, but you do need to trim the bracket of the TerraFlex setup, just because there's a threaded boss from the old four-wheel drive lever from the Dodge. So once you trim that up, it'll fit in just good enough for you to get it on. I will let you guys know, getting that top nut on the transfer case is a doozy. It is a pain in the butt, but it is doable. Now lastly, for exhaust, what I ended up doing was I have a center dump manifold from late 80s to early 90s Dodge D200 van, or D250 van, and with the center dump I had the Dodge Y pipe, and I cut a long length of it off, and then I took it to an exhaust shop and they welded the whole thing up together for me between the factory ZJ pipe and the Dodge. So it looks like it's meant to be in there, as you all can kind of see. And then lastly, under the hood, so you guys can see what I ended up doing for the manifold. So in here, you guys can clearly see that I've changed up my manifold with the older style Dodge, and it bolts in perfectly, and the collector on the bottom matches the Dodge Y pipe setup and the diameter of the collector, so that all bolts right in. The only thing that's going to be different with this is that it's going to require different style bolts. I believe I ended up using M8-125 thread bolts to put that in. And then the other problem is that this style of manifold never came with a factory heat shield, as far as I'm aware. So what I ended up doing was I took my original heat shield. If you look down there, I went to the local hardware store, Lowe's for me, and I got some 4-inch diameter clamps like you would use on like a exhaust hose or like a radiator hose, almost kind of like these guys here, but larger. And I got 2 of them, and I just wrapped it around the manifold, and that guy's on there. It ain't going anywhere. So if you guys are trying to figure out how to get a heat shield back on the side, if you use a factory style manifold, very cheap and cost-effective way to do that. But overall, I mean, my engine bay, it looks pretty stock. It looks like it would have come this way, and that's what I was trying to go for. Now, I will ask you guys for some help. If anyone happens to know where I can find a factory 1994 to 95 Grand Cherokee with the V8 engine harness, I am in the market for one. Mine, unfortunately, is it's seen better days, and I'm looking for one to swap in here, because some of my connectors, the clips they're broken, and they're not making a good connection anymore. So aside from that and a couple of zip ties, I mean, this thing is ready to go. the next thing I plan on doing is I'm going to do a cooling fan upgrade here. Currently I have a 1993 Grand Cherokee V8 fan shroud in here because there's no holes in the top, making it for a little bit better pull for the fan to pull for the air, or a little bit better for the fan to pull the air through the radiator so it doesn't escape, air doesn't escape out the top like the later versions do. And then I've got the later 1998, I believe this is it's either a 9 or 11 blade nylon fan in there instead of the standard 5 blade fan, which is made of steel. So what I'm going to end up trying to do is I have an electric fan shroud from a 2003 or 2004 WJ Grand Cherokee. Now that's got an electric fan on it, and it's got a much larger diameter fan shroud. So I have a different fan from a Dodge Durango, and it actually moves the fan closer to the engine block because the clutch is a different offset than what the original ZJ one is. It's closer to the engine. And between those two, and I'm hoping I can retrofit that shroud in here because of that electric fan. And what I'm going to do is, it's a 2-speed. I'm going to wire the high speed to my AC system, and then the low speed will be on all the time. And I'm hoping that that will finally take care of my cooling issues that I've been experiencing with this vehicle the last 6 months or so. The other thing I've been wanting to do too is I want to flush the engine block. Just I don't have a good way of just draining the coolant and then running a hose through it. So if anyone has any ideas on how I can do that without spending a ton of money, I really would be interested in hearing about it. But anyways, so yeah, E-fan swap from a Jeep WJ, from a 4-liter, not the 4.7, and I'm going to let you guys know how that goes here pretty soon. I'm hoping I can get started on that this weekend. So talk to you guys soon. Bye.